Hello, and welcome to Lesson 1 of the Electrons and Atoms unit. Have you thought much about that electron since Chapter 5? We last left it rotating around that nucleus, filling up that wide open space. We talked about it being much, much lighter than a proton and a neutron. We talked about it being negatively charged. Well, in Chapter 13, we come back to those electrons and we look at them in much greater detail. We're going to start Chapter 13 by looking at a review of the models of the atoms. We're going to remind ourselves who Dalton and Thomson and Rutherford were, but ultimately we'll land back with Niels Bohr as we take a closer look at this Bohr's model. However, we'll find it's not quite as simple as that either. Although it's a good way to visualize how these electrons are moving, things are, well, more difficult than it seems. And that'll lead us to what's called the quantum mechanical model. And we're going to see that we're going to base this all on mathematical predictions, and we can't really guarantee where those electrons are at a given time. We're just going to make some assumptions about what we think they are doing. That will lead us a little bit further into Chapter 13, where we start to look at specific orbitals and specific sublevels. And we'll see that we have the S sublevel and the P, and that these shapes get a little bit more complex, the D and the F, and ultimately it gets a little bit crazy. And then finally we'll wrap up Lesson 1 of these electron arrangements, looking at actual electron configurations, both full electron configurations and also what's called noble or kernel structures. And so, when we get to Chapter 13, we're going to dive back into the atom, we're going to hunt down these electrons, and look to see how they're arranged in the atoms. As always, resources are posted on Edify. You can see the resources we used in class, and following these answer keys, many, many more resources that might help you along the way are posted. So if you're confused or you want to see this in a little bit more detail, don't hesitate to log on to Edify and check out these additional resources. Otherwise, good luck to you as we dive back into the atom and review the electron.